And we are live. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in. I am keeping my promise and I am showing up every month to give you a little recap of what has been going on in my business, good and bad, for you to learn. I think there are very few people who actually pull the curtain and give you the ins and outs. And I think it's so valuable because I would have wanted to see that when I was starting out my business. So let's start off. I have my notes. We're live now. So if you are connected and you have a question, go ahead and send it my way. So, what has been going on? I literally have the little bullet points of the list I made of everything that has been going on. So, I make sure not to skip out on anything. So, if you guys notice, we are already in a new space. We're in Sarasota. We moved, but I will keep the personal updates until the end. So, let's get started off with business. So, what has been going on in my world and in my business? Well, as you guys have probably already seen and heard, I created a workshop this month. And the reason why I created it, and this was something that was very me, when I get an idea, and first of all, my ideas come to me when I'm in the shower. I don't know if that happens to you too, but I think it's just because it's the place where everything else is off and my brain just kind of flows and flows, so much so that literally I'm going to get one of those waterproof shower notes and I'm going to hang it up because that's how many ideas flow to my mind. So basically, what happened was I thought of an idea and I was like, wow, I need to do a workshop where I explain and I take it a step further. Not only about like content, what I normally share out here on YouTube, like the videos, the ins and outs, depending on what platform, the tricks and tips that you guys all love, but I wanted something that would kind of pull all of it together. And I started thinking, okay, what was the best way to do this? I can do this in a live class, which I've done the past couple of months. I could do this either in a workbook, a PDF. I could do it here or there. Because personally, what I like to do is I like taking what really works for me and implementing it so that others can also see it. And I know that we all learn differently, but for me, watching a class is great. But when people ask me questions and I have to literally put it in my own shoes, that's kind of when I really take action and I see the results. So I wanted something like that. So I was thinking, okay, maybe just a workbook, maybe a PDF, maybe a guide, maybe an ebook. You know, there's so many different things we can go based off of. And the idea came rolling along. And of course, I had to tell my partner in crime, which you guys already know, Gabe, who's behind the scenes, making sure that this whole live setup is working well. So props and shout out to Gabe. So I was like, look, we have to create a workshop. And I need it done by the end of the week. It was literally like that. It was like, I have to do this. I want to do it now. And I need it to get, I need to get it out like as soon as possible. So I started with my big whiteboard, crossing off what I could do, what I wanted inside of it. I really wanted to fill it with a lot of value. And not only value, but transformational value. Value that somebody that sits there and watches can close it and know where to start taking action. So time went by. I recorded it. I put it together. Ended up being a video. It's a video. It's a video class plus an actionable 14-page workbook. And step by step, I'm taking you. So the video is literally me guiding you along the stuff. It's filled with value. I was going to sell it until I finally decided, you know what? I'm going to give it out for free. And then, of course, there comes a question, hold on. Am I giving too much out for free? Which I know is a question that a lot of you have probably asked yourselves too. So I wanted to share my perspective, my behind the scenes on how I got to this answer and why I decided this, because this might be something that you have also been through or will be going through as your business starts to grow. So the reason why I decided to actually give it for free is because I feel like there's a missing step in everything out there online, right? A lot of people know different tricks and tips, but there's kind of like a big jump. From here to here, there's a lot of missing land here that nobody's touching on. And I know that once you get this vision, once your mind is open to what's actually working here, then you can kind of start to piece it all together if you put in the effort. Of course, it's not like, okay, here it is, put it. No, you have to be willing to put in the effort and the work. But if that is something that you're willing to take, I want it to be kind of like that bridge that was missing in a space that I've seen and I've consumed for so long, and that, and is my space too. So me as a player in this space, I was like, look, I have to build a bridge here, and I wanted to do it my way, and I want to do it in a way where I would also want to have consumed back when I was at a moment where I didn't know everything that I know now that's inside this workshop. So basically I thought, okay, if I do a live class, that's great. But personally, this is something I realized. It's not only about conversions, right? It's about the experience. And yes, maybe a live webinar, you can get people in and it's a great funnel, but it goes a step further than that to the experience that you want people to have. And in my own personal shoes, my experience, even though I've been super invested and super interested in attending a live webinar, if something ends up coming up and I miss it, even though I was so interested in attending, I love the person who was going to give it and I love the topic, it just kind of, because things happen, it's out of my hands now. And it's just not the same experience when you're watching a replay, because there's a lot going on that wasn't there. I'm not saying that this, it doesn't apply to everything, but for this workshop, I wanted a totally different experience. So I wanted something that it's heavy information. So I wanted something that was a great experience to rewatch, to reconsume, okay, I'm doing something. Let me go back to what Laura said and make sure that I'm doing, the steps correctly. That's exactly what I wanted. And like I mentioned before, I personally get that throughout workbooks and writing it down. And if I'm learning something, even when I'm taking classes or whatever it may be, if I'm learning something and it doesn't already come with like actionable questions to take, I always have my notebook and I'll write down questions, because that's personally how I think we kind of trigger our mind to, okay, this is what I have to do. I'm answering this question. This is what has to be done. So that is how I realized, look, there's a gap missing. Yes, I could offer this. I could sell this, but why not close this gap and give a lot of people the high value that's missing? Because the key, and basically like the loophole in this missing part, is that it's keeping you from getting the results that you want to see from your business. A lot of people can teach, okay, content here, what platform here, tricks for creating that content. But if you're not learning how to actually put it together and save time, then it's not going to be something that you can keep up with. Therefore, the same feeling that you've probably already felt before, like, I have to create content, but I don't want to create the content. I don't know what to create. I've been spending hours, and honestly, I've just been getting crickets from it. So that is how everything came to play. That is on the side of the workshop. Let me see if I'm missing anything from my notes. Yeah, and basically it's that. For me, business has to be something that you are connected to and something that you yourself want to consume. So I put myself in those shoes, and that's why I created something that I would also want to create. And if you haven't already been to the workshop, it's completely free. And all you have to do is go to www.tdchub.com/workshop. It's super easy, and the link, I will also put it down below in the description and in the comments of this video. So that happened. It's live. You can jump in there, grab all the value, and I promise you it's something that you'll also want to re-watch. What else has happened in my business? So usually during these videos, I also share what I've been learning, because I think that's very useful, and the books I've been reading. So this month I read Nuclear Effect and Elements of Investing. Remember, if you guys watched the video from last month, I was asking, hey, what do you guys recommend for taking investing a step up a notch? I want to learn more about it. So I read this book this month, and out of those two, my favorite one was the investing one. I think the Nuclear Effect one was really good value, but I personally really liked the investing one. And if you are someone who wants to get into it, if somebody who wants to learn a bit more, okay? I love learning from all sorts of different industries. So this one is really, really like basic on the go knowledge. It was a really, really good book that I recommend you guys checking it out. Okay. So what else do we have here? Okay. So really, really exciting news. I feel like with everything that has been going on and with everything I've been learning and I've been doing outside of my own business, I think this will help you to also get into like the mindset of, okay, what does it take to run and to expand and to scale a business? Basically, I know what I want in the future for my business. Like I know the path that I want to gear it towards. So what is happening that is going to happen in the next couple of months? Not yet, but it's definitely something that I'm setting my vision on. So you are the first ones to know of this. This is literally the first time that I'm ever sharing this publicly. So definitely there will be different types of businesses coming out. Something completely different is what I want to create later on, not in the near future, but in the future, that is what's coming along. And that's something that takes a lot of a learning and, getting all of that in my capacity. So that is also what's been going on inside of my business. It's not only running the business, but making sure I'm equipping myself to continue growing it and scaling it to what I want the future to be. So if you guys follow me on Instagram at the Laura Gomez, you guys can see how there have been a couple of the posts where I ask yourself, okay, what does the business of your dreams look like? There are a couple of questions, and that's what I realize gets you the best answers, right? When you ask yourself, okay, do I want a team? There was a moment last year when we thought about scaling the agency, but we thought, okay, if we scale it, we're going to need to have a physical studio to be able to create all of our clients' content. Do we want that? So sometimes you're kind of working towards something that you haven't even realized that you don't really want. So it's really, really important for you to ask those questions. Do I want a team? Do I want a physical location? Where do I work? What's my mission? Who do I want to serve? How do I want to serve them? It goes above, all the stuff. It's really at the core of it. What do you want to do and who do you want to help? So that's something that's super, super exciting that's coming up. Other exciting news is that the Content Bootcamp session number 3, guys, we're already rolling on to session number 3, opens up on May 10th. So that's about not this Monday, but the next Monday. That's when we are starting out, and doors for enrollment actually open up today at midnight. So that's super exciting. That's my 4-week program where it's mega hands-on. That's why it's such limited space, because I need to make sure that everybody has the full support from me. I'm checking in on everyone, and I'm making sure that everybody is getting that mindset and accountability support that is needed to create a really, really good personalized content strategy. So I can't believe it. 3rd session already. Time is flying by. The results that I've been hearing from the boot campers are amazing. They're honestly crazy to see. For example, one of the past boot campers from session 2, with everything that they learned, they already had content up and running. They did the little tweaks from a class that we had, and that content completely spiked up to being one of their most reached, most watched videos, and their whole content strategy working together as a pair has been bringing them in new leads, which they are converting into clients. And them in specific, they are an e-commerce agency. So they sell basically websites for e-commerce stores. So to see all that come to life has been amazing. Other than that, let's head on to personal updates. We are in the new home. If you guys have been following along with my stories, I've been sharing a little bit about what the spaces are like. You'll see my office come to life. It's not alive yet. It's basically only existent on Pinterest now, while Gabe's is literally almost done. He picked everything out in like 10 minutes, and I've been taking weeks and weeks. If you are like me, then let me know downstairs in the comments. I don't know why it takes me so long to like pick what I want, but I really want it to be a space where we can do lives, we can create videos. I can also have like a really cool whiteboard for all my ideas and like brainstorming and mind mapping and all that cool stuff. So that is what else has been going on. Personal and business. Let me see if I've missed anything. Let's see. Okay. Really, really exciting news that I didn't write down, but that I also have. Lately, everything has been exciting news. Last month, I shared some of like the bad things that had occurred, but this month overall has been a really, really good month. So that's why it's been exciting news after exciting news. So I asked a poll on YouTube and on Instagram saying what series you guys wanted for next month here on YouTube. Guess what? Tactical Content Tips 1. That means that the whole month of May, I am taking you from 0 to 100 on everything. Like from a starter, literally like a baby who can't walk, all the way to run a marathon for content creation. That is what you're going to find inside this channel the whole entire month of May. So if you haven't already, ring that notification bell, I think down here. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from. And if we don't have any questions, then we're going to go ahead and head out. Don't forget to catch that free workshop because it's literally filled with so much value. All right, guys, I'll see you here. We're about to start a new month, new series. It's going to be so good. Don't miss out. All right, bye-bye.